I don't usually talk much when I'm out here. Most nights the fire is enough company on its own. The way it moves, the way it sounds, it gives you space to think. But sometimes, when everything gets quiet like this, memories have a way of coming back. This is one of those nights. I don't usually talk about this case. Not because it's classified, not because I was told not to, but because even now, thinking about it makes certain memories feel too close. This wasn't the kind of case that made the news. No headlines, no documentaries. Just a quiet town and a phone call that never made sense. It happened in a small place most people wouldn't recognize by name. A town where everyone knows each other's routines, where doors stay unlocked, where nothing ever really changes. That's why it stood out when someone didn't come home. The woman was in her early 30s, lived alone, worked regular hours, never caused trouble. She disappeared on an ordinary weekday. No struggle, no forced entry, no sign she planned to leave. Just gone. At first, everyone assumed the same thing. Maybe she left town, maybe she needed space, maybe she didn't want to be found. But that idea didn't last long because of the phone call. It came in just after midnight. Her phone rang once. The call lasted 7 seconds. No words were spoken, just breathing. Slow, steady, close to the microphone. Then the line went dead. The call was traced. It came from a payphone, not far from her house. A phone that hadn't been used in years. Police checked the area. Nothing unusual. No witnesses. No cameras nearby. The phone itself was clean. Too clean. A few days later, the phone rang again. Same number, same time, 7 seconds. Breathing. This time it was recorded. When investigators listened closely, they noticed something strange. The breathing wasn't labored. It wasn't panicked. It sounded calm, almost patient. Then the call stopped. Days passed, then weeks. People started to relax, to move on, until someone else reported a call. Different house, same breathing, same time of night, 7 seconds. That's when the pattern emerged. Every call came from a phone within walking distance of the last one. Not random, moving, slowly. Investigators began checking security footage near the phones. Most of it showed nothing, but one camera caught something unusual. A figure standing just outside the frame, not using the phone, just waiting, still, motionless, for nearly an hour. No one ever saw the person's face. No clear clothing, no defining features, just a shape that appeared, waited, and then vanished. Over the next few months, the calls stopped again. Life returned to normal. People forgot, or tried to. Until one night, nearly a year later, a final call came in. Same breathing, same length, same silence. But this time, there was something else. A sound beneath the breathing, barely audible, Footsteps, slow ones, moving away. The phone was the last one ever used. After that, nothing. No more calls, no rests, no explanations. Years later, a technician reviewing old evidence noticed something very odd. Every phone used had one thing in common. They were all within walking distance of where the woman was last seen. Not close enough to be obvious, just close enough to suggest familiarity. The theory was simple. Whoever made the calls didn't want attention. They wanted proximity. They wanted to be near, to listen, to feel close. To this day, the case is officially unsolved, but locals still talk about it. They say that sometimes, late at night, if you walk alone and listen closely, you can hear breathing that doesn't belong to you. Not behind you, not beside you, just close enough to remind you someone once stood exactly where you're standing now, listening and waiting.